So if we're all ready, you can go ahead and close your eyes and take several deep breaths in. And you're just removing your day, removing the week, removing all the gunk, removing all the stress. Deep breath in. And when you're breathing in, just imagine like a golden white light coming through your third eye. Like you're breathing in through your third eye, that golden white light, filling your space, your body. Breathe in 3 times. This golden white light, this God divinity. And then all the negative energy in you and around you, all the negative feelings, emotions, all the negative entities in you, around you, they're all going to be dissolved by God's light, by that divine light that you just breathed in. So just then you're sending down all that negative energy down to the Mother Earth, all the way down to the root. Thank you, Mother Earth. We'll take that and transform it. Breathing in that golden white light into your body, filling up the space. And releasing all that negative energy down into Mother Earth. Okay. And I will start reading the contract removal to free the divine feminine. And this is by Andrew Bartis. I call to all spiritual contracts that exist within my past, present, and future beings, selves, and existence in this dimension and time stream, and all the time streams above and below the earth concentric sine wave of coexistence. At this exact moment, in the ever-present co-creating moment, I summon all DNA lineage ancestors to create a unified, proper spiritual court of equity, so I may find remedy and resolve with all contracts that have inserted fine print during the pre-birth and birth process. I call forth the proper spiritual court of equity to hear my decree of contract removal. I revoke all spiritual contracts with earth-based religions, cultures, belief systems, and industries that dominate and control the divine feminine power in our world and create an energetic imbalance that affects every man, woman, and child on the planet. I call forth all ancestors of all soul relations to hold space in the spiritual court of equity. I call to Earth Mother and all her light denizens within all inner and outer space to come forward and occupy the spiritual court of equity. O great mystery, who is the source of all power, I call to you. Come with your sacred synchronicity so all beings may hold space with unity consciousness. I hereby revoke contracts of all religions and cultural belief systems that place the feminine in a dominated position of inequality. These include the projections of unequal pay, the inability for a woman to earn a living, own land or a business, or receive an education of her choosing. I do not consent to the feminist movement that was created and funded by the CIA to separate a woman from her divine feminine power, foster a hatred for men, and create separation and division in the soul family unit. I hereby revoke all cultural belief systems that create the expectations of a woman's duty to hold an unrealistic burden alone and suffer in silence. I do not consent to all social policing systems that have been put in place to make a woman feel like she is too sensitive, too emotional, or out of control in the attempt at gaslighting a woman's soul to make her feel like she is unstable or insignificant. I hereby revoke all contracts of cultural belief systems where female children are murdered at birth, sexually mutilated as a supposed rite of passage, sold off into a billion-dollar child pornography industry, or trafficked as sex slaves. I do not consent to the porn industry that has been the breeding ground for sexual perversion, spiritual contracts, and the exploitation, degradation, victimization, and bastardization of the divine feminine power. I hereby revoke the following hereby revoke the following spiritual sexual perversion contracts that are targeted at separating a woman from her divine feminine power. All group sex and polyamorous programs that are all a perversion of divine sexuality aimed at making a woman feel that she is somehow not enough. All double standards and cultural belief systems where recreational sexual promiscuity, multiple wives, harems, and mistresses are allowed and celebrated for a man, but cause social ruin for a woman. All programs that create projections that men put on women while masturbating, as well as perverted fantasies that are used as a barrier between the heart space of a man and a woman in a sacred sexual bond. I do not consent to these spiritual sexual perversion contracts. You have no power over me. I hereby declare the Earth Mother is in dominion with me, as well as my soul family and my ancestors. I declare that I am now clean from these projections of sexual perversion, and I return to the source of innocence as a divine feminine sovereign being. I hereby revoke all contracts and concepts created in innocence or blissfully ignorant states of being. I hereby declare a new form of spiritual and physical cleanliness. I revoke all previous self-created concepts of cleanliness and perverted attachments to myself. This new invocation of cleanliness removes all previous concepts of sacred sexuality, sensuality, recreational sex. I bring them all back to the 0 point of the fetus in mother's womb. I reconnect all my DNA strands to that of the heartbeat of Earth Mother. The sacred feminine is connected to her heart in her sacred feminine space and does not deny her menstrual cycle. She accepts it as a time of introspection, retrospection, and reflection. I hereby revoke all spiritual contracts with the entertainment and advertising industry that has created programs of self-hatred, low self-esteem, self-medication, self-mutilation, eating disorders, etc. I hereby revoke all spiritual contracts with the medical industry that have damaged a woman's health and ability to reproduce according to the natural laws of Earth Mother. Birth control drugs, and other chemicals in our food, water, and air that cause sterility or over-sexuality, as well as clothing that is damaging to a woman's health, such as bras, heels, corsets, bound feet, and tampons. I revoke all birthing contracts created through C-sections, pregnancy drugs, prenatal x-rays, vaccinations, incubations, children who are not put in the mother's heart after birth, removal of the placenta and cutting of the umbilical cord, which can stay intact for up to 4 days to allow for the child's heart bond with the mother and father. I revoke all contracts that force a woman to carry and birth a soul that is not of their co-creative divine choice with their selected or bonded sacred masculine. This includes rape victims, teenage pregnancies, and forced or arranged marriages. I return to Earth Mother, the natural incarnation grid. I now permanently delete the reincarnation grid from my soul existence. I do not consent to all programs aimed at making a woman feel too fat, too thin, too old, too young, too black, too white, too ethnic, too rich, too poor, or any projection at all that makes a woman feel that she is somehow not good enough. I hereby declare that I am more than good enough. I am infinite consciousness. I am God, Goddess incarnate. I am a sovereign being. And I hereby reclaim my divine feminine power in the spiritual court of equity. I call forth all the ancestors to honor this reading of my free will and enter it into the earth Akashic record for all sentient kind to understand our freedom comes with the use of free will at all times. And keep your eyes closed. And I will read the Divine Light Prayer, Quadruple Grid Protection. We invite and invoke Mother, Father, God, love and light from the source, as well as all our angels, archangels, healers, and guides. And we call forth the healing and grounding energies of Mother Earth and all Earth spirits we connect with. We call forth the grid masters, legions of Michael, angels of manifestation and attraction, grid level 1, place a spherical around each of us. Grace Elohim, cleansing force angels, the remover of obstacles, grid level 2, place a spherical around each of us. Zeor Continuum, angels of protection, grid level 3, place a spherical around each of us. Circle Security, grid level 4, place a spherical around each of us. Please spin these grids around each of us and anyone we would like to bring into the prayer. Spin these grids around our homes, lands, properties, autos, and personal possessions, and those ideas, causes, enterprises, and endeavors which we value or aspire. Grid level 1, removal. So go ahead and notice your first layer of grid that's around you now and spinning it counterclockwise for removal. Grace Elohim, cleansing force angels, please spin your grids in both directions, emptying out astral entities, astral gates and portals, any astral distortions, adverse astrological influences, adverse electromagnetic frequencies, and any abrasions caused by conflicting personality traits. Inoculate me against all harmful viruses, fungi, bacteria, parasites, injury, or dysfunction of any type on the following planes: physical, etheric, astral, causal, mental, messianic, and Buddhic. Dissolve any inner disharmony, abusiveness, enemy patterning, suspicion, resentment, envy, scarcity, greed, obsession, jealousy, loneliness, helplessness, hopelessness, and powerlessness. Vanquish any fears, discord, hatred, shame, entitlement, frustration, worry, shock, terror, condemnation, self-judgment, addictions, addictive behaviors, and all built-up disappointments. We pray to clear, free, release, relinquish, remove, or exude, or vanquish the following patterns, people, situations, circumstances, habits, behaviors, or themes from our lives. And here you can fill in what you are ready to release now. Mentally think of what you want to release. Cleanse these energies from the physical bodies down to the cellular level, penetrating the DNA and atomic matrix, emptying the quantum space all the way through her spiritual lineage and human ancestry, all the way back to the Tao, God, source. Remove and vacate any anchors to these energies in the homes, lands, possessions, autos, endeavors, and value items of myself and all other persons. Release these unwanted vibrations from our energy fields, including physiology, chakras, centers, seals, acupuncture meridians, assemblage points, subtle bodies, etheric bodies, and layers of aura. Expel any self-sabotaging beliefs and behaviors of self-depreciation, unlovability, boredom, complaint, victimhood, unworthiness, incompetence, unimportance, insecurity, or feelings of inadequacy, however expressed, and dissolve any built-up draining or demeaning emotional energy around these and any other beliefs and traumatic memories. yet retain their useful learning. Uncreate and destroy all limiting, harmful, or energy-draining agreements, indebtedness, vows, contracts, covenants, pacts, unhealthy enabling, attachments, cords, implants, and demonic entities. Relinquish these aspects in all parallel realities where the individuals involved are not experiencing their highest possible vitality, whether physically, emotionally, spiritually, creatively, mentally, monetarily, materially, professionally, socially, familially, and relationally in all ways. I forgive myself and all other persons for any perceived harm and ask of others to forgive me for the same. I bid us all to dissolve any enmity, releasing resentments or grudges, while remembering that these are a function of our human experience. Yet we do not forget any lesson that has advanced us, but we bless them as merely a part we played for each other on the stage of life. Dispel these energies from past, present, and future realities, from all parallel realities in all concurrent lives, throughout all planes of existence, throughout all dimensions, in every direction, all the way to the Tao God source. Eliminate any miscommunications or impedance to co-creation, karmic completion, monadic interaction, and anything that distorts the energy signature of clear communication with spirit. Finally, remove anything that hasn't been mentioned in this or any other language, but which you know needs to leave the space at this time. You'll feel this field spinning in one direction with lots of energy residue leaving it. And keep spinning it until you feel the fields are clear and cleaned out. Once they feel clear, go ahead and spin it the other way. Faster, 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 faster. Removing these same things, everything I just read, removing it in both directions. And just spinning that out until you feel that energy has lessened and disappeared. Keep spinning it until you feel clear. Once they're clean, I invoke the violet flame to further cleanse and purify the grid, clearing out anything not vibrating at the highest levels of love, light, compassion, courage, and God divinity. Take a deep breath and feel this release. Grid level 2, installation. Now calling your second layer of grid around you. Angels of manifestation and attraction, legions of Michael, please infuse this grid with, in a clockwise direction, the angelic qualities of grace, love, light, compassion, harmony, liberty, bravery, justice, mercy, faith, hope, generosity, abundance, purity of heart, devotion, strength, victory, and triumph, and include all energies not specifically mentioned herein but are within the Alpha through Omega. Activate mastery, sovereignty, and empowerment so that all may experience heaven on earth. Permeate this grid with abundant vitality and enthusiasm for living life to the fullest. Further infuse unbounded love into calm and inner peace, tenderness and intimacy, tolerance and kindness, vigilance and centeredness, enlightenment and knowingness, discernment and decisiveness, clarity and wisdom, patience and devotion, enoughness, satisfaction, and fulfillment. Henceforth, invigorate, recharge, and fill all my energy reserves on every level and in every exchange, that I easily attract only those events, endeavors, experiences, and people which do so. I request the attraction of patterns, behaviors, qualities, attitudes, habits, circumstances, and characters which support and empower me to achieve or manifest these goals. And go ahead and visualize and fill in the intention that you want to see in your life. Please intersperse this vibrational resonance into our persons, homes, and properties, places of work, possessions, automobiles, our endeavors, and all we hold dear or sacred. And attract more diverse, subtle, and specific components into play as they are needed. Invest and anchor these grid patterns into the physical bodies, down to the cellular level, into the DNA and atomic structures, suffusing the quantum fields and throughout my spiritual lineage and earthly ancestry in all directions of space and time, all the way to the Tao, God, Source. Harmonize this vibration into the energy fields of all affected, including physiology, chakras, centers, seals, acupuncture meridians, assemblage points, subtle bodies, etheric bodies, and layers of aura, in full connection and resonance with all levels of essence and self, allowing me to respond to spirit without hesitation, confusion, or doubt. Align and calibrate these aspects by unifying my personality and ego with essence at all planes: physical, etheric, astral, causal, akashic, mental, messianic, and Buddhic, all the way to the Tao. Manifest and sustain these intentions in all parallel realities so that all individuals involved may experience their highest possible path, physically, emotionally, spiritually, creatively, mentally, monetarily, materially, professionally, socially, familially, and relationally in every way. Permeate all past, present, and future lives throughout all parallel realities and concurrent lives, spanning all planes of existence in every direction and in all dimensions, all the way to the Tao. Animate this grid's connection to the absolute infinite intelligence of all that is. Direct all communications from spirit clearly to me and clearly from me to others. Install and activate intuition, instincts, curiosity, creativity, levity, joy, fun, spontaneity, devotion, determination, follow through, and stamina, opening me to revelation, epiphany, and peak experience. I appreciate my life, my lessons, my body, my abilities, and those people I have learned from. In every moment, I express my gratitude through my actions, accomplishments, and sharing my gifts. I receive any and all experiences from the Tao, Universe, God, as a gift from my loving essence. I am now open to expanding my havingness while savoring every moment of my life, living it and in livelihood, as I discover truth in its greatest form, benefiting myself and all beings I affect. Finally, endow and imbue anything else that hasn't been overtly stated in this or any other language, but which you know needs to be in this space at this time. Envision the grids complete, filling up with all that divine love. And when the fields feel full and infused with this energy, say, seal this grid. Thank you. Grid level 3, harmonize. Now calling your third layer of grid. Zio continuum. Please set your grid for harmonization and optimization of electrical, magnetic, and gravitational frequencies. Please ensure that my fields remain harmonized with all the electronic and mechanical devices in my space, and that I and the devices in my space remain harmonized in frequency with any electromagnetic surges, ley line activity, Schumann resonance, and any other electromagnetic gravitational events and conditions occurring in this area. Thank you. Grid level 4, activation. Thank you, angels of protection and circle security. I ask you now to charge and activate this grid with protectors and attractors as you seal it. Charge this grid with protections and attractors which realize my intentions and invocations. Realign and pervade this grid and all aspects of my solarverse and those affiliated with it to higher and more vibrant extra-dimensional grids. Resolve and extinguish any distortions or attenuations on those grids or integrations between grids. Install it with vibrational resonance and with absolute clear connection for meaningful communication with the Tao, the omnipresent spirit of all that is. I give myself full permission to guide my own life, to live by my own principles, to express what is true for me, and to act accordingly. I then translate that grace into greater authority, abundance, potency, and joy for all of my days. And I extend all of it to support those whom my life and endeavors affects or touches. Seal the grid with infinite love. Make it impenetrable to those personalities, thought forms, objects, actions, energies, emotions, and entities which do not empower or enlighten us. And make it internally permeable for those things we are finished with and no longer serves us to exit and be transformed into infinite love. The grid is now activated. So be it, so it is. Amen. Aho, oh, aloha.